first I was an Angular GDE, so I was recognized in the Angular category since 2018. And here, I think you see on the side there are some badges or some planks from Google as well. But eventually, I also got recognized as an expert in AI as well. That was a bit recent one. So yes. Uh, 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 uh. But it's essentially a program where a bunch of people can apply, or anyone can aim for. So once you have that impact, it's easy. I mean, it's hard uh, until it's easy. So it's like, yeah, you can get really lean and shredded if you just go to the gym. So I think I think the idea is just to go to the gym. Or I, also, if you don't know, there are programs not just by Google but also, for example, from GitHub, from Microsoft. Microsoft has the MVP program, and then you have GitHub Stars program. You also have a program from AWS, I think, as well. It's like AWS Champs, if I remember correctly. So yeah, boom. All right, let's see. I think there should be a leaderboard or something. When it comes to gaming, do you think really simple games without too much logic could be addictive? Because I remember Flappy Bird was really simple, but it was. I think people got too frustrated because they were trying to, yeah, trying to just get past. And for example, I like I like this game, but just when I have this mindset, okay, I need to just get to the other side. I don't know if I had to play this even more, what would that look like? Would that be, I don't know, a bunch of levels on this game or something else? Sometimes the AI seems a bit nasty, or I am not moving correctly. Like you see, it does calculate where I'm going. Let's see. No. But what kind of projects are you working with, especially with AI? Come on, leave me alone. Avocado says, yes, more simple game mechanics tends to be more addictive. Yes. Exactly right. Kenanan says, which program? This is something I built with Gemini 3.7 Flash. So just something I built. It's a fun project. Pa-pa-ra-pa-ra. I was thinking the split something something. Where was that? I think, can I do a split here? Because I want to see two tabs side by side. I'm thinking if it can. Aha, here it is, split view. And I can actually let's see. I'm going to close this guy, and I am going to new split view with current tab. Nope. Add tab to a new group. Nope. To another window. No. Show tabs vertically. No, I did not know. I'm checking different features when it comes to Google Chrome. but I want to actually split view with the current tab, which, okay, there we go. Now I can see uh, yeah, both of the messages right there. Tayyab Rahman says language translator. Language translation is what you have built with an idea or with AI. Is that what you're saying, or did I did I not get correctly? I want to get more familiar with Google Developer and Firebase. Can you give some introductory and advanced resources to learn that? I think you can find the YouTube channel called Google Developers. That is probably the best one that you can find, and it's really easy to go from there. Israel, I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the likes and share, guys. Make sure to tap the buttons if you have not done that already. So I was asking you, give me some ideas of games that you played as children, and um, and you wanted to make that as a game in 2D. What would that look like? Because the game that I showed you just right now, it's a game that I played as a child. In this one, there would be two teams of people, or at least one guy who would throw a ball, a tennis ball, to a bunch of marbles. We call this pitugaram. And when you throw this, there's chaos. The other teams, everybody tries to grab the ball and then tries to hit you as soon as possible, just like this. And the guy has to, sorry, it's a bit difficult doing two things at once. And the guy has to assemble all the marbles. So the more you can, and you reassemble the marbles like this, right? And if you're able to do that completely, then essentially you win. So this is, let's go. This is what we had. Thank you for the heart, easy. Well, I appreciate it. So yeah, this is one of the games, but I want to try more of them, and then I will try to actually use different models to do the same thing. Ali said Ali had an idea. What was that? To collect data from Google and give recent trends from any platform. How would you collect the data from Google? What's your plan around that? As far as AI, I'm tinkering with on ways to transliterate Roman Urdu to regular Urdu format on the fly. You could use Whisper LLM to do so. I'm already using that in one of my projects. For example, you see here, I recorded a video, and this is essentially translated into Urdu using Whisper LLM. So you could use that. Mohammad Awaz says thumbs up to you too. Saim Shabir says hello, hello, Saim, how's it going? Saim and everyone who's watching, make sure to press the thumbs up button and also share or repost it so it also reaches more people. Avocado says, is programming a skill? Sorry, your message is being cut. Is programming a skill worth learning from now to next 2 years? You think? Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, things would become easy. You would see more tools coming in, but the core of programming would still be there. Like how I wouldn't say you necessarily would need to know how to code in a certain language. You wouldn't need that. So you don't need to learn Python, but you need to learn programming, like what are loops, what are functions, what are some data structures, what are some design patterns, so to say. And software engineering in general, especially system design, is something that's going to be there still. Ali Sheikh says from APIs, Gemini and OpenAI. But why the idea that you have, is it, what is it for essentially? Is it, are you saying this is a hackathon idea? Is it something you want to create as a passion project, or what? Unreal Kuddu says, can you please rate my portfolio? Let's see. I don't know. Would I be rickrolled? Kudus is a dev. I have a bunch of issues with the portfolio. First, I don't see anything in the first few seconds, so I don't know what this is about, and people don't like to wait. So I wouldn't wait for this. Then if I'm moving my mouse, it's moving too slowly. It's fancy, it's nice. For example, see my mouse movements here. It's fast. If I move it here, it's a bit slow. It is delayed. So it's fancy. It's not something I would look for. I mean, depends on who you want this to look at, right? If you want a developer who's a fresh developer, you want to impress the person, then yeah, probably it's a good idea. But when it comes to actually someone who wants to hire you and stuff like that, I think that's yeah, it's not going to work. What does this do? There's no tooltip, so I don't know what this is. I have to click it. Nobody does that, to be honest. There's a lot of things that could be. So what are about my qualification, about my skills? What are your skills? So when someone is clicking these buttons mean when you click it, something happens, an action is supposed to happen. So the maximum action, what is happening is you're filling this input, but why are you not submitting it at the same time, right? So when you click about my skills, it should essentially write it and send it as well at the same time. This is what should have happened if I'm just clicking that button. Sorry, encountered an error, please try again. So it's not working, it seems like, for some reason. Home, about projects, blogs, contact. It's fancy, it's not accessible, I would say. Now I don't know what's happening. So I've clicked something which is floating around. I don't know what this is. It seems so. To be honest, if you are asking for an honest review, I cannot watch the site more than what I just did. It's too much going on in there. So I wouldn't use it. Mhm. But it clearly shows that you are most likely a beginner in the career, for sure. We've built a web application using React, Vite, Flask that leverages AI to provide seamless voice dubbing and subtitling. Tayyiba says, Tayyiba, what is the name of the project? Where can I see that? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Ammara, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm checking a bunch of different platforms, so I might be responding a bit late. Muqaddar, hello to you too. Kanan says, maybe a game where there are two teams. One team is on one side, one have to touch the ball on the other hand. The other team is going to block the player from touching the ball. That could be an interesting one. Is there a name for this game, or is it just a concept that you just came up with? Hello, assalamu alaikum. What is going on here? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. I'm just chatting, playing some games which I have built, and I'm asking people from their ideas on what kind of games did they play as children and would want to see built by Gemini or Claude Code or something like that. So this is a game I played as a child. It's called Pitugaram. It's quite famous in Pakistan, at least, where you have a tennis ball or some sort of ball, and then you try to destroy the marbles in the beginning, and then then you try to fix them as soon as possible. Bro, what is your point on inference engineering? What is your question on inference engineering? You have to be more specific about your question. Have you created games recently? Thinking to create one, always wanted to create one, but didn't get to work on it since I always got busy in some other work on other technologies. I've created some games in the past, which I actually did by hand. Can you imagine? there's there's a game called appflashback.com. We could actually play this. I'm pretty sure the backend and the front end are still working, and I could actually create a new game here. This is a memory based game. So so yeah, I'm hoping the backend works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. If the database got nerfed, then that's going to be a problem. But I think this was a game where you could let me see if this works still. Otherwise, I should have let the domain go. Maybe it doesn't work. All let's see. I think if you make one call and that it fails, then it doesn't recover from it. Create a new game. Collect. That's not the new game. Let's see. Aha, here you see the backend is down. HTTP failure and it says unknown errors. That's not really helpful. You should probably at least share what happened with the API call. But anyways, so this was a game that I built that is the memory card based game. So you have cards flipping, you select two of them. If they don't match, they flip back. Then you have to remember where the cards were. I don't want to go into checking the railway app, to be honest, at the moment. I think it's going to take too much time. But this is a game that I just built today in like 10 minutes. Good, thanks for asking. Exiting for a hackathon. Exiting for hackathon. Okay. Excited for the hackathon, I would assume. Okay. Well, the theme is similar as what I asked in my above message. Yes. Super game. Yes. All right. Looking at the messages from Instagram as well. What do you think about IT market for jobs? It's okay. In different countries, it's a bit different. Kashif has shared a link. Kashif, what does your site look like? About me, Karachi marketing something. Okay, I'm not gonna open it. Resume, portfolio, contact. It's decent. I don't know what the map is doing here. If you don't have an address, I think it doesn't really make sense to have it. You can remove the map. I think it would also save some bits as well. If you look at the network log, you will actually see how much bundle size you have overall. So this is taking right now around 2.8 megabytes of resources, right? If you look at the size of it, here you have the in-page JS. I'm not really sure if that is the one which is what is in-page JS. It's a jQuery power tool for dynamic generating. I don't know. It's probably just for some links. Redaction manager, logo, blah blah blah. You have an image of 3.4 KB. So maybe it's not the bundle size itself, but I don't know what you're using for. Maybe it's just Google Maps. Is it Google Maps? Let's see, what is it? It's an embedded iframe of Google Maps. Okay, so then the iframe cost is the one, but you could avoid it. I think it doesn't really. If I do something like this, do you get an email? Send a message. Sorry, was there an email? Aha, okay. Pop. Forms pre.io, thanks language Ian. Okay. Whoops. But it takes you to another page. That is not good. Because I thought it opened another tab and it did not. So I don't like it. If I do this, it just disables this. It doesn't show what error is there. So maybe try to fix it. This is disabled and it's not even as visual that this is disabled. If I don't see the cursor, I don't know that it is. About web design, web development, blah blah blah. Resume seems okay. I think this part is not as important or should not take as much space. These could just be simple chips, like small tags, so to say, because nobody wants to see this progress bar. I don't care if it's here or it's here. If you know MS Word, then you know MS Word. Getting modules, blah blah, Microsoft Excel. I think the overall design is pretty nice and decent. How much time does it take to load? It's about 1 second ish. It's not too bad. Okay, that is it. My portfolio link Kashan shared, right? Mm, sounds awesome. Is this game deployed somewhere? Not yet. I will hopefully. Sorry, yeah, excited, no problem. Also, if it's created in 10 minutes, could you please share your implementation workflows and walk us through how you went about it? Good question. So this is the chat, and I'm gonna just show you this is what happened. So this is all the chat. So it's not too much. It's just this, right? And the way I went through it is I essentially went first through explaining to an AI what what is the game that I want to create, and then from the AI itself, I went ahead and not this Gemini. I went to AI Studio, and then there I was discussing. Okay, I want to create sort of a comparison video. These are the games that I've played as a child. So let's try to create an instructions manual or a spec for the game. This is the most important part. So I gave it the rough idea of, okay, I used to play a game called Pictogram, which is 7 stones, and I want to create it using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, as you can see right here. And then I shared what the game is, basically the same thing what I said. So having having a person throwing a tennis ball, then there would be an opposite team or team members, and then there would be marbles which the person should throw, and then it guessed that what pictogram is. It sort of knew what it is, but did not have a complete idea. It did say 7 stones is a game. I never heard that particular name, to be honest. But then when I told it, I asked it to create a spec file for the game implementation that I can use in AI to have it create the whole game. And then it gave it this whole thing. So here we have a visual style. We have the full-fledged game, single player for now, in a folder. Blah blah. This is something that I wrote myself. The last line, which is right here. But apart from this line, what came was from Gemini, but from another chat. So this visual style, the phase one, phase two, phase three. Here you can see it says in the center of the screen there's a vertical stack of 7 colored rectangular blocks. The player controls a character at the bottom of the screen. Click and drag to aim, then release to shoot a tennis ball at the stack. Phase two is the scatter. If the ball hits the stack, the blocks fly apart randomly across the field, right? So it's telling the visual aspect of what it should look like. And then it has phase three, the race. The two AI enemy bots spawn. They pick up the ball and chase the player. The player must run to scattered blocks one by one, right? By walking over them to automatically carry them. And that's what I told the AI before as well. Back to the center to the restack to restack them. Interactivity, what should it look like? If an AI bot holding the ball gets close enough to the player, it throws the ball. If the ball hits the player before all 7 blocks are restacked, it's game over. What determines win and loss? If the player wins, if they successfully walk by all blocks back to the center base and stack them up. The player loses if they get hit by the ball. And then we have just clear animation for blocks breaking apart, visual indicators showing how many blocks have been successfully restacked. So all the important bits are essentially there. This is how you would essentially give a spec to the game. And then it went ahead, it implemented some things. First, it's really important when you're working with such implementations is that you are in the plan mode, because you want to plan first instead of implementing it and then redoing it and then redoing it. So you have to be in the plan mode. So always use the plan mode when you're actually starting something. So here you can see Gemini, anti-gravity CLI, Brain, and then it went ahead and then built a plan. Then I reviewed the plan. And then this is the engine and the tech stack. So using V, TypeScript, HTML, Canvas, smooth 60 FPS vector pixel rendering, zero bloat, blah, blah, blah. And then the game engine itself. So all of this is right here. Then I approved it. Then it implemented something. And then it was not working on the first try. But I went ahead and told it what was wrong. So here, where was it? Yeah. So here I said, add the first commit, then I can tell what's not working. So I wanted to save the progress. This is really important. So the first implementation was there, it was not working, but I wanted to actually tell what's not working. But I can still show you things which are not working. For example, if I throw it like this, I cannot redo it. I have to refresh, which is stupid. So if a try fails, it should just, restart it, but it doesn't. I have to refresh. Now I can try this again. So this is the 2D version. So you see now the bots are coming in. I can start running. I can collect this, and then this is what's happening, right? So here you can see that after the planning itself, once it once it committed the initial thing, then I told it what was wrong, and I told it somewhere around here. So I said the drag, etc., does not work. Test it yourself in the browser. The dev server is already running. So now I'm, instead of me giving screenshots and instead of me giving it details of what's not working, I've asked anti-gravity to test it itself, because anti-gravity can interact with the browser. It knows that if it opens a browser, it can drag, it can see what's happening, it can take a screenshot, and I don't have to do it. So you have to be a bit smart when you're essentially using the AI tools. So then it went ahead and it used, for example, here you can see the Chrome DevTools skills were being read, and then it's examining the canvas scaling, blah blah blah, and then it investigated and resolved the drag aiming issue. In this case, it fixed those things, and then I said, okay, now ignore that folder and create a 3D version of the same game. Improve the instructions with your fixes done so far with the 2D version, as to handle that already for initial planning for the 3D project. So now we're creating a 3D project with the same concept, but with all the learnings of what we learned from the 2D game. So we don't have to repeat all the same mistakes. And then I ask it to save the instructions, and that is essentially it. After that, I don't think I've given it anything at all. So this is the 3D implementation. If I go down, I approved it. If I go a bit further down, then if I go further down, yeah, you can see then it was a one shot 3D game. So from this game, the 2D game, to this 3D game, nothing changed. And now we have this guy, and you can see it's a similar game. I would argue it's a bit more dangerous even, because it seems like the bots are much smarter and they're easily catching me for some reason. But you can see the concept is still the same. You have the marbles, you have to stack them. And yeah, you have to try your best to do that. Hi sir, Google opened its first office in Pakistan, in Islamabad today. Any words on this? Yeah, I saw the post on LinkedIn. So yeah, congratulations. I would say it would be easier to get into it. We have been waiting for it, I think, for years, right? Um, do you have some portfolio link for inspiration? If I target the tech industries like Microsoft, Google, etc. about careers, let me show you. I think, I don't know. Overreacted. So this is like uh, this is the website of the guy who implemented Redux. And Redux is one of the most famous tools to be used by React for state management, right? So your sites don't have, it's not that your portfolio site should be amazing. This is my portfolio website, by the way, but this took like years and years, and it has changed from being my personal website where I talk about myself to talk about the community instead. So I have a community of 5,000 plus developers on Discord, right? So now it has become like the books that I've authored, the courses that I've published, the open source projects that I've built. So I have all those things, but it took years and years. But you can start simple. You can essentially just have a simple page which talks about who you are, what you do, and your projects. For example, this would be, I think this is probably an easier example of what it could look like. Have things simply there, but the things that you have there should be showing your impact, should be showing your your work. It's not that your website or the quality of the website that gets you hired. It's what you have built, essentially, if that makes sense. Bot based alpha virtual app do login. I don't do login, Sim, sorry. Nobody wants to go to a portfolio website where you have to log in. Sagar Raza, what are we building today? Just trying out some game development with AI. Sir, do you develop game to use? Sir, do you develop game to use Rect? I don't know what you mean. Sorry. So yeah, a lot of messages I can't even see. Good stuff. Follow up question: did you use any skills or loop engineering or harness, or your prompt as well was well described and you used plan mode and that was enough? For me, just using the plan mode was good enough. I did not really have any skills set, or I mean, I do have the skill set at least for the Chrome dev side, but I think already Anti-Gravity has that. But no, apart from that, I think it's just prompt engineering. Overall, I love the game already. What is it built on? It's using HTML, CSS, and the canvas. So if I right click here, you can see it says inspect. So if I show you, it's using canvas. So it's canvas, keyboard interaction, mouse movements within the canvas, because HTML canvas is able to support all of that. When it comes to the 3D side, that is using 3JS, I think, if I'm not wrong. It uses canvas. Does this use 3JS? No, I don't. No, I don't think now that it uses 3JS. Well, let's ask Gemini. Or actually, let's have a look here. Yeah, we use 3JS, yes, with WebGL 2.0. Soft directional shadows, PCF soft shadow map, and then we are using the universal pointer animing. So pointer down, pointer move, pointer up with send pointer capture, and this is being done on the canvas itself. And then we have the dynamic 3D parabolic trajectory arc on the screen power bar. Da, 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 da. This was, I think, a really nice touch from Gemini. This was crazy. Like when you're being chased, the way the camera moves is, you would notice. You see how the camera is moving when I'm running? The whole scene is being sort of following what's going on. And I really the physics for the ball itself. You see how accurate that is. Like super nice. And 3JS is yeah, it's really fast now. A lot of nice games are essentially built with 3JS. Your tech buddy says I have a very basic website too. Just update with AI after some months. Yeah, absolutely. Your websites, I don't think they matter too much now. They what matters is what projects you have built. Anything specific to be aware of to create a game like this with a prompt plan mode? I think the key is to be as explicit as you can be. Like tell how it should look like, how it should behave, the game mechanics, the constraints, the user experience, so to say, what not to do. So all of those things actually come into play. So just as they say, ask better questions, get better answers, so to say. Do, 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 do. Any SaaS app idea to build as a sole developer? I mean, it depends what users are looking for. For example, one could be that if you can build something for YouTubers to be able to generate a YouTube thumbnail, and being able to see how it would look on YouTube. For example, if I go to YouTube, you can see something like I don't know, if my thumbnail was right here somewhere, what would it look like? If you show a grid like this with actual YouTube videos and show the thumbnail right here, then how it would look. So you could create that. You could allow, I don't know, X amount of thumbnails per month. And yeah, go from there. I think there is actually thumbnail reviewer something something, thumbnailpreview.com. So here you can see thumbnail pro is something. So I think it does probably the same thing, but you can see the pricing, max file upload, free account, pro account. So all of this is there. So that could be one of the things that you could look into. I would say try to look into what do you want to use as a developer or as a person who's looking for productivity tools, etc., etc. And then what you would use, you build that for others. If you don't have any clue on what to build, to be honest. Blah 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 is a SaaS. I don't know if I want to try out a SaaS, but let's see. What? What did I actually copy here? Bot base. Turn your dogs into AI powered chatbots. Upload content, AI training, deploy widget. Mm. So I have to log in. And then what happens? Enterprise ready, customization, blah, blah, blah. You say see it in action, but I can't see it in action unless I actually try it out or log in. So where do I see it in action? Watch the magic happen. I don't see the magic happening anywhere. Nope. I don't know. And I don't want to register. I don't want to register with my Google account. It sounds like a nice idea. You upload a document and you're probably implementing some sort of RAG solution in there. I don't know how you're handling the database for every different bot having a different database. I don't know what you're doing with that. $30 per month, $15 per month, unanswered questions gaps, unanswered questions gaps. Okay, chatbot customization, training history. Okay, if you're generating the bots right there and then it's an interesting idea. Sorry, I want to see something quick. I want to see where my implementation is right now. All work deliver and verify, nothing pending, ending the loop, loop ended, all three fixed. Okay, then I would essentially try to edit again. And I'm gonna edit the latest one, which should be this one, I think. Can I select it right this? Okay, this is good. So finally it's essentially working as I should. But what if I wanted to check the timing? Okay, so the pan is not working at least. Nope.
और कर दें और कर दें तो और कर दें तो और कर दें तो और कर दें तो
Hmm. I don't personally think this is accurate. Let's see.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are having our first hackathon on site in Karachi.
If I wanted to change the timing of it from here to somewhere else, it doesn't really reflect. Maybe let's have a quick look at the errors. Are we having any errors in here? No. Cancel. Let's see if I can open this right here. Okay, let's see. If I go here and if I select it, like, I think the highlight is working really well. And if I had to edit it, this is pretty nice. And if I had to change the timing, I can't do anything with it. Here it's working to some extent. I don't know what this is doing. Oh, is it the timing of every single word? Oh, mm, okay. I have no clue what this is doing, so I will actually refer to here. Um, do we need to run? Actually, let me type it. Do we need to run produce on this again, or should I just try it out? Also, see this screenshot. Nope. Where's my image? Let's see. The panning and the adjustment of timing on the captions is not working at all. It seems like the drag handles don't work. It doesn't move anything at all in the first place. But also, panning does not move anything. And it felt like when I'm actually using the selection to have more words or more captions covered, I could see multiple drag handles at the same time in the timing player, which probably shows me that it seems like every single caption is being timed there instead of having an entire timeline for the said captions. So double check the logic and let's plan a fix. And you can also use the systematic debugger skill. Okay, so let's see. And I'm going to go in the plan mode as well to see if it works as it should. What was the other game that I also wanted to try out building? Let's see if I'm going to close this, and I wanted to look into Vampire Survivors. Let's try to build the Vampire Survivors game in the meantime. I want to try out. I want to try what it looks like for Gemini Flash to build it. Uh, 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 uh. So let's create another one. I'm so used to using Gemini instead of anti gravity. It feels a bit weird now. So let's see. Um, I'm thinking what we should go with. What we should go with. Vampire. Uh, I'm testing and building an idea childhood game too. What are these ads in live streaming? Are they coming on YouTube? I think I have them probably on somewhere. Sorry about the ads. But that's one way you could actually support the channel to grow. So I'm happy sad about those, so to say. What are the other games that I used to play as a kid? What about there used to be a game. There used to be a game I used to play as a child. I'm gonna open an incognito to actually try. Kanche game played in Pakistan, India, rounded marble blocks, right? So let's see. Also known as the Kancha Kanche, Bunty, or Goli's traditional street game. Okay, so we got here, right? I really like the AI mode in Google search because I can then go from there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take this and copy this I can before it goes away. So all right, so here we do have the games here, right? Okay, all right, and now create, or let's see it. All right, now I want you to create a systematic spec for an entire game that has to be created for web. So it could use just the HTML canvas and modern tech stack. And I want you to define the whole constraints of what the game should look like, what is going to be the game engine, and imagine four players in the game where the first person is the actual user who's using the game or playing the game, and the others can be bought in this particular case. And what it would look like, because when we used to play with those marbles, we would use our second finger mostly for throwing the marble, and we would have essentially sand or soil where we would play this, and then we would try to hit other marbles as well, of course. But eventually this is going to grow with multiplayer scenario maybe later. But keep the constraints, the details as much as possible, keep the physics simple, because simplicity is what makes the games addictive. And use the front end skills that you already have, and be as detailed as possible. uh Coco. Coco can be an interesting game, yes. Kings. Taken 3. Adil says, okay. Age of Empire. Commandos. Yes. All right. So here we have the specification overview. Here's your Kanche game specification MD. The document contains a complete production ready blueprint for building a 2D physics driven Kanche Marvel Street game tailored for modern web browsers. Eliminates heavy 3D engine wrappers by using a lightweight, hyper optimized HTML5 canvas loop. Okay. Uh, It's just this, which is interesting. If you want to dive deeper into development, again, a fully functional boilerplate. Nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go with this and let's see what Gemini comes up with. So I'm going to go in the plan mode and give it the text. Create a folder within the current working directory for this particular game. Use Vite, TypeScript, and if not necessary, don't use any framework, but try to make it simple, easy to read, no overlapping elements on top of each other. And once you are done, verify your implementation by trying the game out on the browser. Adil says, how about Tekken? You mean building Tekken on the browser? It's going to be a bit too much. I think we can go with the simpler one. I feel proud to today to be a gamer first time. I used to play a lot of games. Now I don't. I just code now. I feel good strategy games are helpful too sometimes. Absolutely, yeah. I think I become very aggressive when playing games, so I tend to not play games, to be honest. Let's see. So we got high performance 2D physics driven street marble game, Kanche, Goti built with V TypeScript, HTML5 canvas, web audio API with zero external image sound assets. Okay. Build an authentic, polished street marble game featuring custom vector physics engine, soil friction model. Okay. Elastic circle to circle collision with anti clipping positioning corrections and boundary hole dynamics, grounded finger flick input, slingshot pullback aiming with dynamic projection vectors. Okay, interesting. Four-player local ecosystem, zero asset programmatic rendering, real-time glass marble shader with inner color swirls, specular arcs, depth shading, rotational spin simulation, and procedural standard code textures. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at the game loop itself. So the game loop looks like this. So we are using request animation frame, of course. We have the input handler and render, a flick impulse, glass shader, code render. Okay, we have the AI decision system. Interesting. I don't know where the AI decision system is. I mean, it would probably it's probably referring to the bots when it says AI. Audio engine, web audio, physics engine, HTML canvas, blah blah blah. The game will be scaffolded into Conjure game using Vite vanilla TypeScript with strict typing and zero heavy dependencies. Good. Ring, king, and strike a traditional street Conjure. Okay. Okay. This would be the structure on how it looks like. Okay. Let's see. Ultra clean HUD layout, blah, blah, blah. Verification plan. Okay. So I like to go through at least all the plans before I implement it. So we are not having any surprises. So let's see. Let's see how much time this takes. Gemini in terminal or Gemini in app? I use terminal one. Is terminal one more powerful, though they're using the same model? I just like I prefer being in the terminal or spending my time with the terminal. You could use anti gravity CLI as well. I or I mean I meant anti gravity IDE, not CLI. Um, but yeah, I think both of them would be same. I think it's just a matter of preference, to be honest. I'm gonna go into the approved mode, or sorry, the edit mode, so it doesn't ask me for creating time and again. So this is the accept edits mode, so it does it automatically. Um, Avaz says, any idea on how to manage context windows in mono repositories? Yeah, you could use something called Graphify, which essentially creates graph nodes for your whole project, and then your queries become much faster. So you don't have to have to load the whole project into your context window every now and then. So you can do that, or you can also do indexing with different techniques. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Guys, make sure to press the thumbs up button and also reshare, repost the usual stuff. Khalfao Dries says, "Can I know what you're doing? I'm trying to create a game that I used to play as a child. It's called Kanche. I don't know if you have seen that. It looks like this. So we used to have marbles, and we would hit the marbles of others, and we would actually win more, and then take them home. So I'm trying to use Gemini 3.5 Flash to actually generate and create the same thing. So the first thing I did was I went to Google and I searched about it. Then I went to the AI mode and I asked it to create a whole specification for the game for me to give to the AI. And then I went to uh, anti gravity CLI in the plan mode to give the whole plan or to give the full specifications. Then we went through the plan briefly, and now we're just waiting for this to be implemented. Khalfaoui says, "Oh, build it. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. You're gonna see how cool this looks when this is done. It's going to be fun. But one of the things that I already created was the pictogram game. Punty, yes, exactly. This is the game that I already created. This is I think I shut down my servers. Let me see if I can find those. I'm gonna look into this in a bit, but let me see. Was it right here? No, it was here, right? Dev, implement dev here as well. So this was the game that I already created. So for those of you who are from either Pakistan or India, you know we used to play a game called Pitugaram when there was no gaming consoles or phone for that matter. So this is like a simple example for this. So we have a player who's throwing the ball now, the tennis ball, and now we have bots who are going to try to hit me, and I'm going to try to assemble these marbles, and I'm now reassembling them. There was only one left. Come on. I really like the sound effect. Poof. Come on. Let's try this again. Do you think I can make it this time? Whoa. Ah. No. There's only one remaining. Come on. It's always this one. You see, you see the concept that it doesn't stack them immediately, because when we are doing this in real life as well, it takes a bunch of time. It takes actually a lot of time to assemble them again and trying to run at the same time. And this is the 3D version. I like this one as well, but this makes it more difficult. I think this one is even more difficult. Come on. Now I think I can bend. Ta-da! So yes. Try the game. So the game is done, and now this is going to be a moment of truth. Are we ready? Yes, we are. Okay, so this is Kanche. Good. You, we have Guddu, we have Chotu, we have Ustad. What? Okay, your turn. Pin the index finger and pull back on your striker. So I am this red one. I can see there is like a slight, uh, you see this slight roundedness right here. So I can do like this. Okay, let's see. Ooh, do you hear the sound? Wow. Okay. Rookie is planning their shot. I think it broke because it's stuck. Let's see. Let's try this again. Tukudukudukudu. Interesting. So one when someone gets some markers, it feels like then it just stops. So there may be something that is failing. Yeah. Fail to execute arc on the rules provided is negative. Could be because of that. Let's see. Does the error come in immediately or after that? So we hit this guy. Okay. So as soon as something goes out, you see that this error comes in. So that needs fixing. But nonetheless, I think it's interesting on what is built. If we tried this again, let's say with, as soon as there's a score, I think it's gonna cause the issue. Uh, yep. So I think I can at least share this with it, so we know what is going on. As soon as we have one of the marbles going out from a player, we have this error coming in console, which breaks essentially everything, and then it just crashes, and then nothing happens. I use resources that are entirely free. I use open code to create detailed documentation, then paste it into DeepSeek LLM, write a solution prompt, then paste it again into open code. For now, I'm using this method. Is there any other method? Usually work on full stack projects with MERN or PernStack. I think it depends. I don't know of any free tools, to be honest. I think now we are probably in an era where you have to have some sort of subscription. Um, it could be Gemini, it could be, I don't know, if you're using open code even. I'm not really sure what tools you're using. So, but I think it's a decent setup as long as you're getting what you want and you can check the accuracy of it. You can have tests around it. You can validate those as well, because this project is just some fun project. I don't really care about it as much. um, I do, if I was working on this in my company, or at job, then I would be more cautious about what is being generated, having all the tests, etc. But I think at the moment it doesn't really. I think, yeah, I think I pressed the wrong button or on the wrong one. Where is the partial camera? There we go. So let's try this out now with this guy. Disable. Building building Rext AI might launch in a month. Mubin says. What does it do? Okay, so now it essentially doesn't really fail. That's good. And what happens now? Is it stuck? Is it not stuck? Uh, Let me see. Kindly share the development workflows you have, the whole setup you usually use. You would have to be specific on what you are looking for. Fast AI, fast AI on tension. You get a bonus turn. I get you gets a bonus turn. Okay, Gemini has to be a bit better than that, but I think I'm gonna say it's stuck here now. So let's see. It looks like this is stuck here now when I have a bonus run and I can't use any drag movement right now to make a shot. And where did that actually go? Okay, here. So coming back to the question, I mean, I'm using Google Gemini. I'm using a bunch of skills as well. For Claude, I'm using superpowers. For Gemini, I am using. I think more or less it's the default harness at the moment. No particular tools on the Gemini side. It's a lot of prompt engineering when it comes to Gemini. You were lost for a few seconds, but back again. Yeah, I refreshed on the stream. Fahd Mughal, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Alhamdulillah. How are you yourself? Rext AI is just another AI content generation SaaS built with EEAT and SEO optimized content. Okay, nice. Good to know. Um, so this is being uh, updated, but I don't want to reload. I was about to reload the page again. Really forward to your thoughts on Nextly. It's a backed by Vercel OSS program now. Nextly. Nextly. Interesting. I haven't looked at it yet, to be honest. I'm gonna have to look. Your app marketing. Okay. Okay. I'll have a look when I get the chance. Relative and live drag flickering, flick controller, update of flick controllers over relative drag. When you have a bonus turn and your striker can move into a new position on the court, e.g. into the centering, you can click touch anywhere on the screen near the striker to comfortably pull back and aim without coordinate jumping or log ups. Victory condition and turn flow. Fix an issue where reaching the 150 point championship goal, which was the issue. Your screenshot showed 160 points, had its game over phase state accidentally overrated during the evaluation. Now reaching the target goal clearly triggers the championship victory screens, celebration, fanfare, and play again button. Okay, all right. So let's try it out completely. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay. Okay, let's see. And it got stuck, right? Again? Yeah, it crashed. Even on 160, it crashed. Or maybe I needed to restart or no? No, it says updates have been hot reload, but doesn't seem like it. Nope. 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 And no console errors as well, which is crazy. Agaba, thank you so much for the likes and folks. Make sure to hit the buttons, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. Nope, got stuck again there. Try yourself on the browser maybe. And in the meantime, I want to see where we are with the OSS clip because I was doing some fixes there. All right, root cause found captions from a gap-free partition. Every caption ends exactly where the next begins. Okay, all 116 gaps are zero point 0.0. Okay, so the current clamp pins every word. Nothing can move to actually time. Okay. You know what this is talking about? For those of you who have not been watching, this is a tool that I've built for recording videos and automatically adding visuals like these on it using AI. It's an amazing tool, and I've been enjoying it so far. It also changes the usual video to this. Can you even imagine? And all I did was actually give it raw recordings like this. All the elements that you see automatically added by OSS Clip. But now that I'm improving it, um, it has an issue where if I select these captions and I want to change the timings of these captions on the screen, I can't do it because each caption, if I move it around, it has to move the relative boundaries. So I have to go and use the relative boundary here. Now, timing the current operates on whatever words you select, even a partial caption. Even a partial caption, okay. Opus, what should the snap to whole captions? I would say yes, snap to whole caption. So we'll go with that. Um, Akaba says, hello, Essen. Nice concept. Thank you. It's actually free, open sourced. For those of you who have not tried out, do try it out. It's absolutely free and open source. People have not shared any issues. We have six forks so far, 48 stars on GitHub. So if you want to try it out, here is the link in the chat. Feel free to try it out and do so. I'm going to share the link in the chat as well. And you can find the whole of the documentation like this, because this is like a really good example of what it looks like. Not easy, and I got video editing is not easy, and I got frustrated of editing videos, and it takes so much time. So I built OSS clips, and I'll send you the link and also the information on how you can use it. Video editing is not easy, right? So it's really nice. You have the entire flow of editing the video. It removes your bloopers, mistakes, whatever, and then also it also handles your retakes as well. Tries to add some tries to add some visuals there as well. So yeah, it's a nice one. So hopefully once we fix this, because I have to actually publish this particular video that I'm editing, and I'm waiting for this to be fixed. Looking at your screenshot, your striker marble came to rest right inside the central pothole. Good tea. In physics world, the holes involve gravitational capture logic, continuously applying the acceleration towards the hole center on every single frame. Because of this constant pull, the marble was perpetually re-accelerated above the rest threshold. Okay. So physics are all at rest, returned false on every frame. The game remained permanently in the simulating phase, preventing the turn from concluding and keeping the input disabled. That's crazy. Okay. All right, let's see if we can actually win this game. Kindly share the link, brother says Akaba. Akaba, the link is in the description. If you try to just search OSS clip, This is the name. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see clearly. OSS clip. So if you just search OSS clip, you'll find the link quite easily. Thank you so much for the likes and the reposts. I appreciate them. Is it worth to learn Munstack? I have 4 semester left of BSCS and yet no skill set in a specific niche. If you have no skills in the specific niche, then yes, it's good. So try to get some skills, I would say. It doesn't matter if it's MERN or Python or data science, whatever that is. Try to get some skills and create some projects is what I would recommend. Come on. No. It looks like Gudu is going to take all of them. No, Chodu is gonna take all of them. What is happening here? You see the collision. Chodu is a savage, and now it's done as well. So for 160, the same happened. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say it looks like even Chotu cannot go beyond 160 points for some reason. I'm laughing while I'm actually sending this. This is funny. Like what's happening? It's crazy. I'm gonna share the link in the chat again, Akaba. Hopefully you can find it. But I really want to play and finish, hopefully, anytime soon. Okay, so what is the plan now? Let's see. If you okay. Apply caption line timing lines, blah blah blah. See, and scale is new window. Reuse the proportional mapping already written in the scale run timing. Extract it to a shared helper. The karaoke math. Okay. Report and match keys as found null. First claimer is a duplicate anchor per house pattern. All right. App's fourth memo swaps to the new layer. Render props null guard. Caption report applies. All right. All right. I'm gonna let it go because last state is already committed. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. In the meantime, let's see. Can I make it this time? Finally. There we go. Hey, let's go. You conquered the Street Marble Championship with 160 points. Can we make a 3D game out of it? What do you think? Let's try to create a 3D game out of it. With the learnings from this 2D version, now create a 3D version inside a folder in personal. Okay. What do I also want to do? How can we make this game more interesting? If it was a game that is a 3D game for the marbles like this, who do we want the characters to be? And we can try to be as crazy as we can, of course. Do we want to have turtles playing marbles? Do we want to have rabbits? Do we want to have I don't know, someone else. What are we feeling like? Do we want to have aliens? Do we want to have hamsters? It could be really interesting if we had fun characters. It could be sticks. Give me some ideas, folks. Who would be the player in the 3D version? And I have to go and come back. How often should we read the actual code for errors? Are those days of the past? No, we should read the code as much as possible. Did you use anything specific when asking Gemini to write the specs, creating a game currently? Not in particular. If you look at the chat here, I just asked it for country game played in Pakistan slash India rounded marble blocks. So it did some. It gave a response, and I just said, "All right, now I want you to create a systematic spec for an entire game that has to be created for web." So I could just so it could just use HTML canvas and modern tech stack. I want you to define the whole constraints of what the game should look like. So I gave it a prompt basically, and then essentially the idea was to get the detailed specifications of the physics, but then also the idea that I'm going to pass this document to AI. So I think that is the important part, that you have to gather the specification to give to AI, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is what happened. Hello, brother. Did you? Uh, did he? did you? Did you graduation from UBIT? Yes, I did my graduation in Bachelor's of Computer Science from UBIT. Cockroach is playing marble. Cockroach party. Why not? Let's do that. So I'm gonna go to here. The players of the game would be cockroaches that are coming out in um, an amazing night with shiny moonlight and houses nearby which might be asleep, maybe one or two houses having a bit of lightning on, but majorly it's streets with cockroaches playing marbles. Okay, now we are logged in. So now what we want to do is also to go into the plan mode. So here you can see we are in the plan mode at the bottom. So we're going to plan it out. Make the collidings and actions super separated and dramatic. That would make it interesting. All right, got you. So I'm going to also ask it to do that. Make the collisions of the marbles extra dramatic, add sounds to it, but also make some winning moves or celebrations exciting, maybe like Fortnite, which could also have some moves for teasing. I couldn't I couldn't think of a nice word. What are they called? The Fortnite moves. After you get someone. You're really using the yap mode in Gemini, bro. Exactly. I'm the Google Yapster expert. All right, so let's review the plan and see what's happening here. So we do have an atmospheric world, night environment, cockroach characters, 3D physics, VFX, zero asset web audio, Shiny neon ambient night lighting, neighborhood houses, flickering windows, street curb and chalk arena code, procedural 3D roach models with joint legs and twitching antenna. Twitching antenna, I like it. That's gonna be super interesting. Custom accessories, banded bandana, crown, cool shades, cap. Animation state, idle, aiming, tension, click flick, emotes. Emotes are what those are called. Now I remember. Emotes. Rigid body 3D vector collision friction, cinematic camera shake and impact shockwaves, Fortnite style separation emotes, and victory royale. Okay, all right. Environmental lighting. Then we have the players. We have four: Guddu, Chotu, Stod, and the Dawn. Fortnite style emotes and celebrations, knockout score celebration. Okay, the shell spin, the antenna flaws, the victory hop. I am too excited for what's gonna be generated. I think I cannot wait. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and approve, but then also I'm gonna do a plan mode with what do you call it? I think Shift Tab was it, and then I'll submit and then change this to accepted. So it goes ahead and does its thing. But what I'll do is I have to go and come back. I have to pray Maghrib. So I'm gonna go and come back. Cockroach Party in India, and now one interesting game for Pakistan. Yes, I'm gonna come back in a bit, and then we can try. I think Gemini 3.7 Flash is quite fast, but yeah, we'll see how that looks like at the end. So I'm gonna come back in a bit. All right. How and where can I start AI? Start with AI.dev. We, I think it's going to take some resources, to be honest. Let's see. Oi, would you look at that? Does it look crazy? Are we ready to get into it? Starting your first project, exploring any of the AI tools at your disposal. Absolutely correct. You could go to ai.dev, typing here ai.dev, and then you end up at Google AI Studio, and then you can try at least using this. So try to give it a prompt, try to build with AI, and go from there. But this looks crazy. I'm gonna make sure I can hear myself and also others as well. Let's see. Guess where the cockroach. Oh, look at that. Oh, I thought the red thing here was actually part of the cockroach. It's not. Okay. Are we ready? It's automatically trying to do the shell spin. Floss. Okay. Shell spin. Shell spin. I want to go a bit. I want to go a bit far. Actually, I think the camera is too close. Maybe a bit far would be nice. I don't know what kind of backflip is that, but okay. Yeah, a face palm. It also has a face palm. I think the camera angle could be much better. It's like too much zoomed in. Maybe let's try to have that. Let's see. The camera angle is too much zoomed in. Let's see. Maybe we want to either zoom out right after the shot is taken, or we want the ability to have zoom in, zoom out for the camera, or different angles of the camera which are suitable for the games. So think of some and then we'll try it out. Also, the backflip animation looked a bit weird, so double check it and then we can go from there. The red thing is kanji itself, yes. What are you developing? Said Sohail. I'm developing a game with cockroaches, some houses. Did we notice the houses around? We don't have any. We don't have any way to look around, right? That is also kind of a problem. So, yeah, we can't look around. It's a problem. Um, Ignoring the ads because the stream is actually. It's okay. It's okay. I think it fixed the camera at least. So it's trying to get the cameras fixed. So tactical cam is this one. Nice. Top view. Hero cam. Tactical cam. Top view. Hero cam. Tactical cam. And then can I zoom in and zoom out? Uh, no. I think when I'm in tactical cam, I can't. Or maybe it's being worked upon. I don't know. Okay, now the backflip is actually a bit nicer. I think what should happen is the camera angles should be it should because now I'm not really following like what's happening. I think what should happen is I should be able to um, use my right click to change the angle or see the angle, right? But I can't do it at the moment. This angle is fine. I like this angle, to be honest. Okay, there is backflip. Cocky performs fake face palm. Victory hop, floss, shell spin. Really nice. Oh, there's a house as well, right? Maybe let's go and implement that as well. The cockroach model no longer blocks the striker aiming trajectory line. You now get a wide view of both chalk rings, central target, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so dynamic shot, zoom out. If I zoom out, zoom in, doesn't really happen. Doesn't really do anything, to be honest. The tactical cam is okay. The top view is okay. This is hero cam. This is tactical cam. And this is from the other angle, so to say. I think it should be, yeah, I think it should be um, a free camera, I would say. Um, we could use the right click to have a free camera look. Right now, the left and the right click both help in shoot or shooting the marble. So we should be having a way for actually us to use the camera. It could be right click, it could be arrow keys as well. But a better user experience would be able to look freely, like zooming in, zooming out, and it should be with all the camera angles, so to say, because the camera angle should only dictate where the camera is positioned, but the user should be able to essentially move freely when it comes to the camera. So handle that accordingly. And we can go in the plan mode actually for this because I wanted to plan instead of just jumping into implementation and then we do a redo and redo. Doesn't really make sense. Doesn't look like a cockroach. It looks like a car, but yes, there are antennas. Adil says, please add a mode where a cockroach flies onto the screen and lands to scare the. I like the idea. Yes. Okay. I have created the detailed implementation plan for the free camera look, orbit, zoom, navigation system, strict input button separation. So left click or the single finger touch is strictly dedicated to slingshot. Okay. Right click, drag, or two finger touch, strictly dedicated to free 360 camera looking at orbiting. Spherical polar camera model allowing 360 horizontal. Okay. Then we have keyboard, arrow touch navigation, arrow keys, WSD real time smooth camera, orbiting in the elevation control. Mouse wheel is going to pinch zoom anywhere between 0.45 to 2.2x. Double click instantly snaps and recenters the camera view behind the active. I think the thing is, why would we why the 2.2x limit, or no, I think why the zoom out limit. I think we should allow zooming out for people to just explore the map even and having a look at the houses, the moon if possible. So I think it should be okay to just move around, but they could always come back to the default camera angle just by clicking those buttons. Oh, also forgot. Also, there should be a randomized emote from especially the opposite cockroaches when they sort of win, a cockroach could just splat on the screen, and there could be a sound involved as well, but it should be a jump scare. All right, so there we go. Banu, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Are you ready to see some cockroaches play marbles? I don't know about the angle, to be honest. I don't know. It's like top view, and the top view becomes too dark. I think it's because of the lighting that we have. If we have the lighting for the from the top view, it doesn't really go too far. Ooh, Shady is on a roll right now. Come on, leave some marbles for us, bro. How's your day been going so far? It's good. Not too bad. How about yourself? Going good. Do you play other games? I don't play any games, to be honest. Now I used to play a lot of games in the past, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and more like these. But now I don't have much time, to be honest. I am a software developer. I run some open source projects. I have a family, so I spend time coding and then helping my developer community most of the time. But you are actually one, I think you are the first person who has joined a stream on Kick. So congratulations on being the first one. I'm just exploring the platform, by the way. How long have you been on Kick? Let's go. Are you a new streamer? No, I've been streaming for a few years now, but majorly on YouTube, uh, YouTube and Twitch. Majorly on YouTube, I would say. I have about 37,000 subscribers, I think, on YouTube, and about 200,000 all in all on different platforms. But Kick is a bit new to me. I think the only person I know and have seen on Kick is probably Sneeko. All right, so unrestricted world zoom pre exploration, remove the tight zoom limit. Okay, so now I can zoom all the way, which means I could go out. No, top view, but is it the same app or what's happening? Okay, let's see. Aha, so it's a plan. Okay, okay, my bad. Let's see the plan itself. Free world camera, open India, unrestricted sky to the neighborhoods, right click or track orbit. Okay, and let's have a look at where this came from. Manu says, I like your stream, you deserve a follow. And you deserve a thank you, sir, for being nice. Let's see. E button equals 0, single touch. Makes sense. I think it's gonna be interesting. This let's have a look at the manual verification. So we're gonna try this out. Let's go with this, and we're gonna do submit. And now let's see what the implementation looks like. Says, welcome. Can we be friends? I don't know about that. I don't have. I would say too many friends in real life, so to say. When I say in real life, that means that I go out with and then spend time with. I have a few. I don't have too many, and I like to keep it that way, to be honest. But if you send me a message on LinkedIn, I would reply. So that's how it goes usually. So I'm gonna accept the edit mode. Let's go with that. And I'm also gonna have a look at the implementation on OSS clip. Where are we? Code is done. The old world level timing mode is gone. Replaced with the scene-based caption timing that actually move boundaries on the packed screen. The new code tests are built on generally packed fixture with the packing properties asserted in the fixture itself. So the suite can't pass on accidental slack again. Okay, that was the hole that led the broken version ship. That makes sense. But we have not shipped any new version of this tool, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, Making the floor lighter color white maybe could enhance it visually. That's a great suggestion, actually. I think it's ooey. What happened here? So I can go up, and you can see that the lighting is really poor as I'm going away, right? But I'll go with your suggestion at least. So let's see. Make the floor white and probably adjust lighting when moving the camera, so we don't make things too dark. Let's go with that and see what happens. It's Romy says big fan. Asanbai, that's nice of you to say. This is MD file. No, it's not MD file. This is Google Gemini via anti-gravity CLI. Asan, do can review a project. I will myself WMS and ERP, but I have many questions about architecture, and I will like a master as you can look at. Can no, unfortunately, I don't review personal projects as much, especially if you're, from what I hear, you're looking for an architectural review. I don't do that. I mean, I do consultancy, but I don't do that as part of the community support, so to say. I don't know, man. Do we like the white one, or was it better before? What do you think? What do we think? The camera angle is good. I can actually control it with my mouse. I can zoom in, zoom out, change the direction as well. So I like the fact that it is like this. I think the lighting is also, it's decent, not too bad, not too good, but it's decent. Oi, I think I'm enjoying it a bit, actually. Uh, tut, tut. I don't know. What do you think? Should we go back to something else, or what does this look like? Evil Ranger says injects the system instruction. No, I haven't tried it, to be honest. Bro, I have some ideas about your channel. Feel free to share those. Don't expect me to follow them, but definitely share those. Quick question: which subscription plan are you on using for this Gemini 3.7 Flash? I'm on the Gemini AI Pro that comes with my Google Developers Expert title at the moment. No flex is there, but yes, it comes with it. By the way, you don't consider using artwork on your stream to make it look more attractive? No, sorry. I've been using auto mode lately, but you still use setup, ask, allow rules in your settings. JSON 20 years full stack developer here. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I do cover these in my anti gravity CLI crash course as well, and it is absolutely important to do so. You can't go without them. Okay, now it's gonna be tough. How do we Oh, let's go. Round two. So now we have a round two as well. I did not know we have a round two. What does the face palm look like? Can I zoom in on the guy to see what the face palm looks like? So this does look like a car. Maybe there should be a gap between the ball and the cockroach. It's like they're too close, right? Maybe separate them a bit. I don't know. Is it through AI Studio? I had to switch to Gemini 3 Flash just for implementing after using the plan mode. I had to switch to Gemini 3 Flash just for implementing after using a plan mode. Do you mean my authentication to CLI? Do you mean that? That is directly through my Google account, because my Google account has AI Pro subscription, not the AI Studio Gemini API key. Um, I don't know. I think revert. the white floor, but keep the lighting brighten, especially when the camera is a bit far from the floor. Also, add some gap between the marble and the cockroach. We can't really see the face, and especially when there's an emote. All right, let's see. One 60 points. Okay, so the 160 point is essentially the floor. Their houses. Now I can see essentially everything. I don't see a moon yet. Okay, so there is still light, and I think I like this one more. So you see now I think it's much better. We have the houses. Uh, I think it's making yeah, I think it's making changes at the moment. But I do like the game so far. And now we have the now we do have some gap in the cockroach as well with the antennas. I like the movements as well. Now, if we see the face palm, what did that look like? So if I do face palm, I like the laughing one as well. The backflip is much nicer. Floss is much nicer. The shell spin is much nicer. And we are now waiting for the. We did from, I think it was Adil Chakar, right? We did have the jump scare one. So for that, I would have to let others play. So let's see if that happens. If the splat happens. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. I had the sound a bit high. Was so dull in that I didn't see the screen and my system died. Sad. Still didn't see the jump scare. Did you see it now? It's a better texture. Yes. Shady wins. This Shady gave us the jump scare. Crazy times. I liked it. I think it's at a point where it's fun to play the games. And I like the fact that you have the cockroach here. It doesn't have to go behind the marbles and still um, take the shot. It's crazy how nicely you can play the or make these games now. Okay, let someone else play. Does it only do it when it's about to win, or I want to throw this guy's marble far away? Oy. Okay, it wins and then it does it. Interesting. So the jump scare. Let's see. The jump scare. Is it happening only when someone wins, or can also happen in the middle randomly? Uh, do, 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 do. Currently, jump scare triggers when AI wins the match. Okay. We can easily make it happen in the middle of a game too. Here are some fun ways you can trigger using surprise knockout jump scare, 20% chance when an open good do. Um, which one to go with? I'm thinking 20% chance is okay. I would say direct striker bump. If an opponent's marble directly slams hard into your striker marble at high velocity. Random don't occasional surprise jump scare when an opponent takes a on a scoreboard. I would say let's go with all three. Let's go with all three because all three are good ideas. I don't think it's gonna be too much. It's crazy that I was in the middle of this game, Coco, and then I exhausted my daily code. Sorry about that. I'm amazed that while developing the game, there wasn't the need to see the code even once. Absolutely, yes. That is true. We are looking at mainly the logic, the constraints, mainly that, and that is exciting. But also, I think it's also at some level it becomes a bit troublesome because I really like the fact that as developer, when I actually code something and I get the output and I know exactly why I got the output that I got, that feels a bit more fulfilling than I'm asking the AI to do something and I got the output. Because the reality of the fact is that I could have given the same input but have not gotten the same output. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a gray area with the AI that I struggle with still because I'm it's not me who's driving the output. It is the AI. And with the same input, it could have given a different answer. With the same input, I could just switch a model and then I have a completely different answer. So I think that is a part where it bothers me, to be honest. But yes, it is interesting. Wait, okay. Is it now being too much? I think now it's too much. So I would say it's too much. those those three combined seem too much because the jump scare is now too frequent. So maybe we can have it only on the 20% chance that was the first option instead of all three criterions that we just had. That we just added. Do you feel the same accomplishment with coding these days? Yes, when I code by hand. Yes. But I mean, in a way, I do. For example, this one is really different because in this particular situation, there's a lot of code that I don't know about, right? I don't know how it's handling the game logic. I don't know how it's handling some constraints. I don't know where the files are. But when I'm doing a day to day job, I am very much familiar with the code itself. And even if I'm asking the AI to implement a bunch of things, I know exactly where the changes are being made, which files are being touched, you know, what code has been added because I review everything, of course, before pushing. So I think those are the things which then essentially bring the same sort of satisfaction in this case, because in that case, I'm trying to not do things myself, which I already know I can, and I can just delegate it to AI to write the code. As long as you're the one thinking and not writing the code, I think that's fine. But I think when you have completely sort of delegated the thinking to AI and you don't have any clue on what's going on, then I think that sort of becomes a problem. So yeah. Tactical cam, top view. In the top view as well, I can move around like this, which is pretty nice. And if I go with the hero cam, oh, even then I think I can move away. I really like how we have implemented now, to be honest. Should we have a directory of the games that we build so people can play those in their free time? Boop. The jump scare, when does that come? Does it come immediately or as soon as the marble is hit? As soon as the marble is hit. Now I know. Non-deterministic, good stuff. Likewise as well. All right. So I think what I want to do, to be honest, because I'm gonna create a video pretty soon with I'm collaborating with one of the AI models, and I want to create a game, and I want to see the whole process that we just did. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna have a comparison video or maybe just a simple video that does something or helps build a game. But this was a really good. I think this was a really good exercise. It should be fun to try the limits, but I'm looking for that deterministic outcome as well. For example, instead of just trying a bunch of times, I want to see how quickly I can create a game that does not have these bugs. I want to look into what skills would be used to make that happen. How many tokens are being consumed in this? What kind of model does better or does a better job in a very confined criteria of, okay, this is the input, this is the output. How does a model perform? I think those are the kind of the things that I would want to look into in the future streams for sure. Yes, but I think I would want to close. Is it missing the marbles? What just happened? If I'm far away, does it miss a marble completely? You see, there's a bug right now. If I'm here and I hit like this, it works. And if I zoom out and if I do it like this, it just misses the marble completely. Like what's happening here? I think it probably. Look at this. So that's why. So when I'm zoomed out, I can actually move up like this. And then it would miss it. Well, it would not miss it. Is it tension or is it the angle? Because if I go close, it seems like it's a bit down. I think it should be the same. So you see, something happens right here. If I just do like this, nope. I think it's probably that it's also switching the angle. I think. Yep, definitely switching the angle. Yep. Hmm. I thought I could take a screenshot of it, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna tell it to the AI at least. When we are zooming out with the camera, the same angle and shot does not hit any marble from the cockroach's marble or the user's marble. And when we are zoomed in, the same angle and the same tension essentially hits it. So the collision is being impacted by the camera itself, or I think it's being impacted by the zoom itself. I don't think there is any elevation in the game, especially when we are zoomed in, but you can double check and let me know. And if you can fix it, and if you can fix it. Um, but mostly you're doing the thinking part as a dev. Do you feel accomplished by covering that or sometimes fixing bugs, incidents? Um, I think when it comes to fixing bugs by myself or debugging, um, or even when I think if if I'm satisfied by what I'm building and then it shows the impact, then then I'm happy. Then there's no problem. So, for example, there could be different instances. If I'm debugging a bug and I go to the source of the bug and I figure it out, and I'm like, okay, that was the problem, then I feel probably the most satisfied. If I let the AI do it and the AI tells me that this is what was happening, then I feel okayish. If I'm guiding the AI to fix something, then I feel more accomplished, because then it's like, am I growing as a developer, or is it that I'm not really growing as a developer? I'm just using my existing skills or my past experiences. So when I'm actually debugging, then I'm learning and growing. And that's the honest answer. For example, just recently I was going through this Stanford lecture about how the transformers work. And just by studying that, and I have my Gemini chat here as well. When I was going through the video, I was like, okay, I don't understand what this means or that means. Then I gave it the video, and then it gave me, for example, like, this is how the transformers are working. This is, um, what do you call it? The logics coming out of it, or the predictions, so to say. Um, so here we have U1 is used to predict what was the real world X1 should be, blah blah blah. Anyways, so I went through all of this, like, what does this mean? Give me an example. And then when I went through this, and I got to the part where I was like, okay, now I actually see what the video was talking about. Then I felt much more satisfied that, okay, now today I actually learned something, and I grew my knowledge instead of, yeah, just using AI, so to say. So I think that's where some gap definitely exists for sure. The marble aiming has an issue. Definitely, it has an issue. Camera view delta. So this is the missing part: the camera view space delta. Screen space normalization 140 pixel equals 100%. Okay. Camera forward right vertical vector projection. Extract 3D aim vector horizontal plane. So replace the ground ray delta with screen space normalized slingshot. Okay, I have absolutely no clue what this is doing, but I'm pretty sure that I was able to explain to it there is a problem, and fix it. So let's see if I can submit this and change this to accept edits. I mean, we have to adopt to upskill, but does it creating new project really excite you for day-to-day work? Creating new projects, I think I have gone past the, uh, I would say, the time when creating new projects felt exciting, because I know I can create anything. So, and anyone can create anything. So there's no point in that. Now I'm more focused on, can I create something that someone would actually use? I think that's my criteria. So, for example, would this game be something that anyone would want to play? And if I can create that, then that means, okay, I can feel accomplished. Similarly, when I'm creating different products as well, I'm looking into, okay, would this be used by someone? If not, then I can create something, of course, but would it be used or not? Because previously the problem would have been, can I actually create something? Sorry. Sorry about that. I would try to find the setting to turn it off. Okay. Did it actually reverse? Sorry, what just happened here? Now it has reversed the whole the camera angle, which is absurd. Um, okay, but you reversed the whole drag logic. Dragging back actually shoots down now. Uh, Adjust it reverse order. Adil says 6 to 7 years ago, the same game would have taken weeks for a team of 3 to 4 devs to develop. Crazy times. Exactly. Exactly. Wouldn't it be a good idea to make a directory website of all the projects same deployed and available online? Yeah, why not? I think. I mean, we do have projects here at codebidasan.dev. So if I go to projects, here I could create a bunch of games, and you could see those. I think even some of the projects have the links as well. For example, here I built a Cloud Code plugin, which whenever there is a less context window remaining, it shouts the fa sound. And here is the link, so anyone could click and come to play the game. So here is where we could post about the games. Let's see, did it fix it? Can I? Okay, finally. So this is good, but it brought back the brought back the bug. No. Did I just see the moon? There was a moon somewhere. Are these stars? There was a moon somewhere, definitely. Anyways, I want to see if I can hit it from here. Nope, that was actually a very bad shot on my end. Okay, so the angle is not a problem, and it means that if I'm not really hitting, it's just plainly skills issue. No, but this should have hit. Okay, okay, I have the screenshot, and I can actually tell it did not work. Uh, uh, uh. Crop. This did not collide. So something is still off. But let's see. Good idea. Yes. Got it. Scuttle wins. What was happening? At a higher drag tension, like the full red pull down in your screen, the striker was propelled at sim 1.92 units per frame. Because the combined marble radius is only 1.01 units, moving 1.92 units in a single physics frame caused the striker to leap tunnel straight through the target marble in between the frames without ever overlapping the exact instance of the check. Okay. Each frame is now split into 8 micro steps. Okay. Tunneling is now physically impossible. High speed shots will reliably detect and strike any marble in their path. Okay. I would have said okay, but not going with the trust me bro benchmark. Let's see. Okay. Not too bad. Now I think I am actually playing it, which is nice. Nice. So now I can beat Scuttle, Shady, Dawn, and essentially everyone. And do this as well. And do this as well. And do this as well. Nice. Trust me, bro. Fireship videos, exactly. Cockroaches playing in space because of radiation resistance, anti-gravity knows. Okay, I think this is good enough. This was a really nice experiment. I think we need more of these. Just some creative ideas so we can see what happens. And you know what the fun part is? I think there's a bunch of things that we could actually learn from the game that we have just developed. For example, what on earth is this guy thing, right? So I think these are the things that would really teach us a bunch of things. I could actually have anti-gravity generate a whole architecture diagram. I could also have it an explainer script for a video, or I could also have it generate a bunch of markdown files that explain the whole code base. I can feed it to Notebook LM and can actually generate a bunch of videos of explaining how we built this game. So Gemini betrayed but pushed it and made it working through Claude. Not very good graphics, just a simple 2D game for now. Would appreciate. Absolutely. Do you have this deployed somewhere? No way. I missed my turn. Come on. Don, dude, leave some for us. Now I have a bunch of problems right here. How do I get rid of ah, no. Okay, is it round two? How many rounds do we have? Wow, this is nice on GitHub. Do you have a link that you can share? Does YouTube allow? Come on. I think unless someone gets 160, yeah, 150 points. Or is it 3 rounds at max? Oh, okay. What happens when we are in the center? Is it the same thing? I think. Okay. 160 points. Good. I've shared above. Let me. I don't think I can see your. your links, I would have to actually go to the live stream and actually check it out from there. Now I'm actually watching ads on my own stream. Very nice. One. Um, mhm. I don't see any links. Yeah, YouTube does not allow links in the comments. Yeah, you can share your username, I think, instead, and I can try to find it. But are we supposed to completely rely on anti-gravity? Because if we don't know the working of the code, then how can we maintain it or upgrade or explain to anyone? There are different things of what you said. How do we maintain it? Well, how you created it. So if you created it with AI, you maintain it with AI. How do we explain it to someone? Well, then you actually need to know how the code works. If you don't have to explain it to anyone, then you don't really need. For example, nobody is going to ask me how did you build this cockroach marble game with these graphics and whatnot. Nobody is going to ask me. Nobody is going to take this project seriously, to be honest. So this is just for fun. But if you wanted to, if you have your whole career based on this project that you're going to share with recruiters, then of course you are supposed to learn on how things work. That's why I said I could actually extract out information from anti-gravity of the whole project, so I can give it to notebook LM and learn from there. So I can actually ask it, create a detailed markdown file about the whole project, especially about the architecture, the system design, the physics, the constraints, the formulas that you have used. Include all the information that is essential for someone who's applying for a job to understand the whole code base, because the AI is going to read this and most likely going to produce some sort of summarization or markdown diagrams, etc. So include as much information as you can. One more thing that I want you to do is I want you to prepare it for Google's Notebook LM. It's Nicoholic. Thank you so much. That is nice of you. What was the username? I had developed an automation tool like N8N. Okay, good to know. Having extensive amount of features. Very nice. About section. Did you share the username yet? Prepare what for notebook LM? The whole architecture and the system design for the cockroach game is what I'm talking about. But did you share your username? I don't see your username. If you share your username, your tech buddy, then I can try to find your GitHub and see the link there. I hope that makes sense. All right, so here we have the file that should be generated. So let's see if I can open this into, what was the file name? Architecture something something, right? Code. Should we open it? Maybe just open it here. So this was, what was the name of the folder that we have created this? No, cockroach marble, something like this. No, now I don't even remember the name of the folder. Kanche game. CD Kanche game. Is it Kanchi 3D? And there it is. Architecture, system design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And if you go to Notebook LM, you can create a new notebook. You can add a new book, copy text, paste here, and then you insert this. So here we have Kanchi Street Marbles Engineering and Architecture specification. So now I can ask any questions from Notebook about this particular project, right? But I want to actually show you an explainer. So technical audio synthesis, system architecture overview, and we can generate it. You could also generate an audio overview if you wanted. That would be also awesome. I don't know if you have looked into how many of you have tried Notebook LM so far. And you could also generate an infographic, which I actually absolutely love. I'm going to go with which one? The Lego one? I think I'm going to go with this one, instructional. Clean code Ninja 01. Okay. And you said which one? No, it's not this one. It should be in the repositories. This one. Okay. While this is being generated, start a match. Easy. Turn length, practice 2, defend first, kick off. Okay, so how do WASD move? Space co, shift dive, enter declare, and escape pause. Sorry, what's happening here? I can't even remember how did you play Coco. Press space to co. Okay, so now this guy is the co. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting a hang of it, but I still don't actually remember. What was the game again? I do remember you had to run and declare. Okay. Okay. Once you're past someone, you can't really do, and you have to do it with here. And this is the free zone. So what happens here? Okay. There are rules before starting the game. All right. How to play. You are team A, chase on your turns, defend on theirs. You're the yellow attacker, tag the blue defenders, 1 point. 8 teammates sit on the lane facing alternative side. You cannot cross the central lane except the free zone, the poles. Once you commit left or right, you cannot reduce until a pole. Okay. Stand behind the sitter of a bunch of threes out. You must go before tagging the next 3. Okay. But then the thing is, what happened when we started? So now I have to tag the guys, but I can just go in the free zone. Aha, okay. Now I see them actually running. Interesting. Okay. So this is how I would play. Where are you going, bro? Okay. 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 I think I get the idea now. Am I playing the correctly? Okay. I think I'm playing correctly now. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. Now that I understand the game, I think it's okay. Not too bad of a performance. All right, so we did get a diagram for the marble game. Conche the engineering of a procedural midnight arcade. It's all real-time to code. So we have cockroaches right here, no external models, eliminating the tunneling via 8x substepping. So this was the issue, was where we did not, where we could not hit the marble. Camera invariant slingshot mechanics, rigid body momentum restitution, 100% code driven 3D assets, real time web audio synthesis, three tiers of AI personality. So we have a rookie, smart, and master. So we have three different ones. I did not know this, by the way, that we have three different uh, at the level of three different AI. So this is something that you could do, right? And you could also ask more questions here. For example, here you could ask, are all the AI characters the same difficulty level? And then it would answer on the based of course, this document that we have. No, the characters are not on the same difficulty level. Here you can see the Gudu Scuttle is a rookie level. Here it has a jitter of plus minus 8 and a power jitter of plus minus 20%. Okay, interesting. So angular jitter of 8 degrees plus minus, so it can make a mistake. And then the power is also plus minus 20. This one has an angular jitter of 3.7 degrees, which is of course much lesser than this one. So this is more accurate in this case. And the power jitter of 10%. And the dawn is essentially on the master level. So this is highly strategic. This has a jitter of just 1.1%. So it can only do a mistake of 1.1% plus minus in the angle. And the power could be whatever is required to reach there. It can have a 3.5 percentage plus minus. While Cocky is listed as one of the game's stylized cockroach characters, the detailed AI heuristic and jitter configuration are specific for these three distinct players. So this is interesting, right? So when you go through all of those things with Notebook LM, you essentially can answer those questions. You can tell how the game was developed, what are the different aspects of the AI in there, how does each bot perform and whatnot. Do you get the idea? So depending on yeah, do you really want to, does your job depend on it, etc., etc., you can essentially make those informed decisions. All right, so having said that, I think we're going to wrap it up. I have to go, and I'll try to post these games somewhere so you can try to play as well, and maybe just download and try to improve the games themselves. I think it's quite possible for me to just host them on AI Studio, if I'm not wrong, so I don't have to deploy them anywhere. But we'll see. But yes, having said that, I think let's keep it like this. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and for the messages and the reposts and the thumbs ups, likes, etc., etc., etc. And I will see you next time in the next stream. As always, happy